Are you ready for an identity reset and a little reality check this season? Welcome, everybody. My name is Luana Bossetti, and I'm an astrologer and intuitive guide here to help you bring astrology from the sky down to earth and use it in your day-to-day life. In this video, I'm going to talk all about Saturn, the planet of karma and responsibility, moving into Aries. This is going to be a generalized video, obviously, for the collective. But if you want a more personal interpretation of these transits for you, make sure to head in the show notes and come and book your reading with me. My calendar for February and onwards is open, and I cannot wait to see what is in store for you personally. Because remember, astrology is not one size fits all. Your birth chart is unique, and how the transit affect you, it's so different from other people around you. So that's important to keep that in mind as we go into this video talking about Saturn in Aries. One more thing before we go into that, if you want also some insights and you want to learn more about how to use astrology as your compass, meaning to use an embodied approach to astrology. I don't know if you hear that wind, but it's crazy. But if you really want to apply the knowledge that you have in astrology and use it in your day-to-day life so that you can reconnect with yourself and create the life that you desire, I have a free community on School, which I really love, where I come on every day, give you some insights on the transits, how to use it. There are courses free coming up there and also so much more. So add to the show note, the link is there, and my community on School is Astrology as Your Compass. But now let's get into Saturn in Aries. So we had a little taste of this transit last year when Saturn moved into Aries from May till September. But this time on February 15th or February 14th, if you are in the US area in the American continent, that's when Saturn moves back into Aries and for good. It's not going to go back retrograde into Pisces anymore, not for the next 30 years. So not only Saturn changed signs, which happens every 2.5 years, so it's something that we are more accustomed to rather than Neptune or Uranus or Pluto that moves very slow. But this time it's double important because, first of all, Saturn moves into Aries. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. This is the beginning of a new cycle. And also, we just had Neptune, the planet of dreams and spirituality, begin its journey in Aries as well. So this is a brand new era. It's a new energy. It's fire. It's Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. It's initiation. And also this month, and I'm going to talk about it later, but save the date on February 20th, these two planets will meet together at 0 degrees Aries. This is something that astrologer like really talk about, but we haven't really experienced that in this lifetime, or we don't have also much information about this. That's why this is such a potent event. And if you're planning to set intention or do some beginning ritual, some really like initiation ritual, the 20th is the perfect day to do so. So put that in your calendar. But now let's go into Saturn in Aries. First, what is Saturn for the newbies here, if you don't know? And also, what does it mean? So Saturn is the planet of karma, responsibility. It's one of the planets that people fear most, but it's actually our greatest teacher. It's the wise teacher. And I always say one analogy that my astrology mentor, the school that I went to, Deborah Silverman, always say that Saturn is like your high school principal. If it comes into class, you have done your homework, you have good grades, you're doing your part, then it's like, okay, here is your reward, congratulations. If you're not doing the work, you are escaping something, or you are not really taking responsibility for something, that's when the high school principal will bring you into like, after school, detention or whatever that might be. I don't know how it's called, but it will make you do the work. So that's why so many people are afraid or have such like strong Saturn transits because they're not doing the work. And so when Saturn hits, it's like, okay, you are not doing the work. Now I make you do the work. Remember, Saturn also rules Capricorn, which is about discipline, which is about having a goal and going towards that. It's more the masculine energy, but at its best, masculine energy and Saturn really help you to fulfill your Dharma, your life's purpose. So that's why the sooner you befriend Saturn, the easier every Saturn transit will be, because let's be real, Saturn transits happen every 7 years, from 0 to 7, and they always come. And every 30 years, you have a Saturn return, which is a buzzword out there, but it's very important transit. In astrology, the first Saturn returns that happen when you are between 29 and 30, it's really the initiation into adulthood. It's really when Saturn is like, okay, you are almost 30, now it's time to really act, behave as an adult. So that's a very important transit, but that doesn't need to be bad. So if you have Saturn in Aries and you're around 28 to 30 and you are scared about this or you don't know what it is, come and see me. I also link in the show notes because I create a guide for your Saturn return and beyond. So if you want to know more about how Saturn works and all of that, I'm not gonna go into this video, but you can grab the guide and it's only €5, so it's really affordable too. Everybody. Also, if you are about 60 years old, that's your second Saturn return. And that's very different. It's when you step into your wise person, wise teacher. So that's really, really a different energy. It's not initiation into adulthood. It's like, okay, we're in the second half of this life. How can you step into that wise person? You have lived a lot. How can you like share your wisdom with others? And then if you get to your third Saturn return, I hope so, around 90 years old, that's really when you are kind of also taking the stock of, okay, that's what I've done in my life, that's what the things that I learned and this, and kind of like reflect back. It's more a reflection. But no matter if you are going on a Saturn return or not, every Saturn transit highlight a part of your birth chart. Maybe you are going on a Saturn square, maybe you're going on a Saturn opposition, or even if you're not going on any Saturn transit at all, it still affects an area of your life. And in this case, it's the house of your birth chart that contains Aries. So that house, and I will do a little horoscope at the end, but that house, it's when Saturn will be like coming through this house and see if you're doing the work, see if you're doing the things, or make you do that. So let's explain a little bit this Saturn in Aries for the collective and for personally for the people. So if your Saturn is in Aries, your life lesson is really to embrace independence and spontaneity. It's about fighting for what matters, especially love. Sometimes people don't associate Aries with love, that's more Libra, but Aries is the warrior of love. So fight for what matters, but while remaining rooted in your truth, in your independence. You are a warrior, you are a pioneer, you are a leader. It's time that you embrace this because the world needs your fire. Collectively, if you don't have Saturn in Aries, no matter what your placement is, this affects everybody. Saturn will be here from 15th of February until 2028. And the themes of these transits are definitely initiation. As I said at the beginning of the video, it's about identity, like how can you really reset your identity? It's about Aries, so identity shift, initiation, take your responsibility, and taking ownership of your life in the area that is affected, highlighted under these transits, and build something lasting around your passion and purpose. This is about mature, being more soul aligned in your truth, in your individuality. Saturn is not your enemy. And as I said before, as soon as you befriend Saturn, that's your greatest teacher. Really, Saturn in Aries, it's here to help us go into this new era with also Neptune in Aries. It's double fire energy to help us really reconnect with our passion, with our purpose, especially in the area where we have Aries, and really be the change we want to see in the world. Really, Saturn, if you show up like that, it gives you so many rewards. This Aries energy is really, really important, you guys, because it's about embracing individuality, embracing like your leader, your pioneer identity, but not only for you, for the benefit of the collective. That's the warrior of love that I was talking about. So the paradigm is shifting. Yes, we are focusing more on ourselves. Aries, it's more empowerment, it's more setting boundaries, it's more knowing what's your truth. Pisces felt a little bit delusional, confusion, because you get so many energies, you don't know the difference between yourself and other people. Aries, it's like, no, now we know, you know who you are, you know what you want. And if you don't, I will make you know that. I will make you reconnect with yourself, with your purpose, so that you can be that change you want to see in the world. Because we think about also the era of Aquarius, we have that fire and air era, and it's about really embodying the most aligned, the most empowered version of yourself. So not only you benefit and you create the life of your dream, but also the whole planet, the whole collective can benefit from this. So these are the major themes that are with this. So really focus on like your Aries area of your chart. That's really where you are asked to really step up, be a leader in that. And make sure the downside of this transit and this Aries energy, it's about like, I don't want to say war because I don't believe that like war is already happening. It's not this Aries energy. It's just general that people cannot accept that. It's about really, okay, you have emotion, you might feel angry, you might feel frustrated, and that's so valid, especially what's happening in the world right now. But how can you actually transmute that into passion? How can you release that anger, that frustration that it's not good to keep in your body in a healthy way? By screaming, by moving your body, by doing a lot of sacred rage rituals. That's the time to do so, so that you can come back to alignment and then fight with love. Stand up for what you believe in, stand up for the people, stand up and fight against those empowers that are destroying the world. But you can only do that if first you are grounded, you are aligned within yourself. Yes, we're moving into fire and air energy, but that doesn't mean we need to forget the journey that we have been with water and earth. Water and earth are here to remind you that feeling your feelings is so important, especially when we're talking about all these fiery feelings, because then they turn into aggression, into violence, into like really feeling bad in your body, illnesses. So, how can we remember what we've learned in these Pisces and Earth eras? And we really can feel our feelings, ground ourselves, come from a centered place, connect with the love that we have within ourselves, and fight for that. Fight from that place and not from a place of like anger and frustration and all of that. So that's really important as we move into this more fire and air chapter. And also, the eclipse season is approaching in the midst of all of that. And this is a powerful one, but also an interesting one because we're going to look into two different axes. The eclipse is going to axis. For the past 1 year, we've been working with the Virgo and Pisces energy, trying to let go of the perfectionism and criticism of Virgo and moving into the high road of Pisces, which is surrender, which is connected with something greater than yourself and feeling your feelings. Now we have a taste during this eclipse season about the axis of Leo and Aquarius. We are moving away from the low road of Leo, which is drama, which is ego driven, which is like really fear, which is needing to validation, approval, and performing. And we're moving onto the high road of Aquarius. That's collective. That's the benefit of the collective. It's about humanity as a whole. It's about authenticity. It's about being that change you want to see in the world. That's the best of Aquarius. So we are working with different axes during this eclipse season and also ending our journey with that Virgo and Pisces. So that's a very interesting one. And if you don't know what we're talking about, or if you need some help navigate this season, I truly believe that this is not a bad season. There's no such a thing as bad or good transit in astrology, in my opinion, but how you work with this energy. And if you really want to enter this season with intention and go through this season with somebody that helps you embody this energy, I have offerings for you. I'm going to start this eclipse season this upcoming Sunday, and all the links will be in the show notes with a little bit of a preparation ritual. We're going to go set the intention for this season. Really, I will explain what this season is all about and how you can work with this energy. And then from the day of the eclipse, that on the 17th, I'm hosting a astrology immersion where we really work with each of the eclipse because they're very different. And also we have a group where I come in every day and I tell you a little bit about the energy, give you tips and tricks. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check in the link and the show notes as well. And last but not least, if you just want to have a little bit more info about the eclipses and how you can work with that personally, I also created a mini eclipse reading for you. So everything will be in the show notes, and I would love to journey through this eclipse with you. But now, the moment that you have been all waiting for. So we're going to do a little bit of horoscopes for this Saturn in Aries transit. I will go through each house, so make sure to go on astro.com if you don't have your chart. That's the easiest way to actually find that. And I link a video below where also I share how you can find the houses and the transit. So we are looking for the house in your birth chart that contains Aries, and it can be one house or two houses depending on the degrees. So you might want to listen from both of your houses. What else? I think that's how you find it. You can also comment here on YouTube which house or houses you have Aries, so I can give you a little bit more of an insight, but let's go. Let's go with that. So if you have Aries in the first house, that means that Saturn is actually entering your house of identity. And as I mentioned at the beginning, this is really truly an identity reset for you. You are being called to embody a new version of yourself and to really take responsibility for who you are on a daily basis and become who you are meant to be. Really, like your Dharma, it's even more important to embody. If you have Aries in the first house, maybe you are Aries rising as well. That's really important for you. Second house. This era is about starting again to really build the foundations of your life from the inside out. First, if you really want to embody that second house Aries, you really need to be good to really feel worthy within yourself, feeling in your power within. So then you can create the foundation, the stability on the 3D world. That can be abundance, that can be money, really attracting things in the material world. But it starts from within you. Third house, Aries. This era activates your throat chakra, your voice. It's time for you to speak your truth and to stand firmly in what you believe. That's very, very important for you. Obviously, remember compassion and love. Don't speak your truth from when you are angry or frustrated, but actually do it from a place of love and compassion. Fourth house, Aries. Really, here you are asked to really take responsibility on your house home situation. Maybe you need to move places because you're living with people or in a place that does not support this new version of yourself. Maybe it's about doing the inner work required to feel at home within yourself. Maybe it's an initiation in that area. Make sure to really feel at home within yourself or wherever you are in this chapter. Fifth house, this is really a call to go back to creativity. That's very important for you. Your inner child want to be unleashed, want to have fun, to play. How can you prioritize play in this chapter of your life? Very, very important. And express yourself through art and creativity. Sixth house, Aries. This is a new start of the relationship with your body and your habits and your day-to-day life. It's time to prioritize your health and be very disciplined in that. You need to honor your body because that's a sacred vessel that you choose to live in this lifetime. Seventh house, Aries, like me here, we've been initiated into relationship. But remember, relationship always start with you. So focus in the first part on the relationship with yourself. When you treat yourself with that love, with that kindness, then it's when you attract partnership that mirror that energy. But remember, it starts with you. Eighth house, Aries. It's time to really face those shadow, heal that trauma, but not in a Pisces like deep or Scorpion water way. It's so you can transmute that pain into purpose and reconnect with your power. You are not your past. What happened to you doesn't define you. It's time to stop play the victim role and really come back to your power. Ninth house, it's about expanding through new beliefs, travel, adventure. It's time to step beyond your comfort zone and really like be the teacher, the leader that people are asking you to be. 10th house. This is a new chapter, a new era in your career, in your legacy. Is your work aligned with your deeper soul mission, your Dharma, or need to change something in that? It's time to build the life that you truly desire. 11th house, Aries. This is a new beginning in your community. No more like letting the energy of your community put you down. It's time to really surround yourself only with people that uplift and support you. That's very important for you in this chapter. And also to start new dreams. This is about dreams and inspiration. Do you have new dreams that you need to pursue in this era? And last but not least, 12th house Aries can feel a little bit challenging because Pisces and Aries are very different energy. But this is about rewriting your spiritual beliefs and inner truth. Trust your wisdom. You are powerful. You're a powerful channel. You're a powerful intuitive being. Stop trusting other people more than you trust yourself. This is a little bit of horoscope for you guys. And if you want to know more, all my offerings will be down below in the show notes. And I would love to see you in person. I mean, virtually, actually, but like, you know what I mean, in one of my events or my community. And if you have any questions, drop them down below, comment, subscribe so you can receive more video like this. And I wish you a powerful Aries era and happy Saturn in Pisces. Peace and love. Ciao.